All right. So next story we are doing the discussion and questions for is I think my boyfriend is a serial killer. I'm excited for this book because I told y'all last week. I told y'all this was one of my favorite books in the series, And baby, who read this book? Who did read it for I think my boyfriend is a serial killer? Oh my God. Let's get into it. So I ain't gonna hold you. Okay. So, starting the book, did we think the boyfriend actually was going to be the serial killer? No. I think that, no. So, I'm going to say this. So, I think that it was too easy for the boyfriend for the boyfriend to be the serial killer. I feel like it was kind of like a throw off, like a red herring to throw the title. I think my boyfriend is a serial killer, because then that would have been too easy, because it's like you already going in, you looking for the boyfriend to be the serial killer. But I think it was a good distraction from who the killer was. Now, I am never going to tell y'all in this who the killer is. Y'all got to read the book, okay? So no, I did not think the boyfriend was going to be the serial killer just because the title. It would have gave it away. Okay? So yeah, I didn't think the boyfriend was going to be the serial killer starting out. How would you feel if there was a killer killing people that match your description? So that was another twist of the book. So if you read the book, then you know that the person who was doing the serial killing was killing people who match Jackie's description. Like they looked like they had her hair, they had her complexion, they were dressed similar to her, and they were killing people. And they also was sodomizing them. So that was like scary. So I said I think I would have been freaked out. I think Jackie reacted better than me. I probably would have been hiding out. Like, she was super brave because she was like out investigating and she really wanted to find out. I think if it was me, you know what? I would have been hiding out, and I probably would have changed my appearance because the girls had her hair. Like, that is crazy. So I would have been hiding out, and I probably would have changed my appearance. Yeah, my appearance. Would you have gone to the police on your boyfriend? Jackie going to the police on her boyfriend was wild. Like, I couldn't believe she did that. And answer myself that question, would you have gone to the police on your boyfriend if you thought your boyfriend was a serial killer, is a wild question to ask yourself. Because it's so wild, because your boyfriend is a serial killer. Then you're going to turn him in. You're going to turn, first of all, you're going to turn a serial killer in. I don't think I would. I'm from the streets. I'm from the hood, you know. So I don't think I would have told, but I think that I definitely would have had to remove myself from the situation. Like I just said in the last question, Jackie was braver than me because I think she did a lot of things that I wouldn't have done. I probably wouldn't have went to go to the police, but I probably would have went to the police, but I probably wouldn't have stuck around either. I probably would have told him like, hey, let's take a little break. I think something is going on in our relationship. I would have made something up to like, we need some space or something like that. And I would have went to go stay with a relative or something like that. But I wouldn't have went to the police to turn him in. That's dangerous. Okay, my next note was, and I think I kind of touched on this in last week in a review, was I was a little shocked to find out the boyfriend was a drug dealer, a hood dude, because he just didn't match the typical stereotype of a serial killer. And then the way that the serial killer was killing people, like I said, they was included sodomy, like anal sex, anal penetration while they was after they killed the victims. So when I think the description of the serial killer came first, I was thinking, oh, if this is the serial killer's description and Jackie think her boyfriend is a serial killer, then her boyfriend must be like some nerd type of dude, right? Because that's what type of that is the type of serial killer that does that type of thing. So yeah, when she was like, oh, he was a drug dealer, he was a hood dude, he was fine, I was like, okay. I was taken back. So, but that was like another clue that made me think like he wasn't going to be the serial killer, because it didn't match to me. Like, we all be watching Criminal Minds and First 48 and Law and Order, and we know that you have to make a description of the killer, and it just didn't fit. So that was another like elimination for me. When I found out what type of person he was, I'm like, yeah, he's not that serial killer. Now, is he a killer of some sort? Maybe, but he's not the serial killer, okay? Boyfriend looked like the rapper Key Glock. Oh, yes. So I think that's one element of the books and the book reviews we haven't talked about yet that I absolutely love. So I love when the authors give us the description of characters. I don't care which character it is. It could be the guy, it could be the girl, it could be whoever. But I like when they give us descriptions of like a famous person, and I can go and Google them, and I can actually put like a face to the character. So yes, they say he looked like rapper Key Glock. So I'm actually, on this part of the podcast, I'm going to try to insert a picture of rapper Key Glock right here. And he's attractive. So that was another elimination for me when I seen like, oh, this is cute. So now we got a really cute dude. Then we got he hood dude. And then we got also the title saying my boyfriend is the serial killer. Like, I was knocking them out like, yeah, this eliminates him. This eliminates him. This eliminates him. But then you never know. It all could be a spin to make you think that it wasn't him, and then it could be him. So you never know. Would you have stalked your boyfriend under the circumstances of you thinking that he was a serial killer? Again, no. Jackie was stronger and better than me, because, like I said, if I would have thought my boyfriend was a serial killer, I would have been out of there. No questions about it. And you killing people that look like me. That's the scary part. Now, I do feel like if you wasn't killing people that was similar to me, that looked like me, then yeah, maybe I could do a little investigation and stalk out to see if you're the serial killer. Maybe. But because the serial killer was killing people that actually looked like her, that was very spooky. So it's like you are literally putting yourself on the front line of danger, and they literally coming after people that look like you. So you double putting yourself on the line. Yeah, so no, I wouldn't have been stalking nobody. Was Jackie crazy for stalking? Was she crazy for stalking? Stalking him, or like, doing this? Absolutely. Like I said, she's putting herself in like the line of danger. And also the other part of that is she wasn't really ready to deal with the consequences. I feel like a couple of times they mentioned in the book, like, she kept saying, like, what if I find out? What am I going to do? And then her answer to that, what am I going to do, was she didn't know. So, yes, you're a little nuts, because you got to have a full thought out plan to do something like this. Like, you, at no point should you not know what your next step is going to be. This is dangerous. Do we think Jackie was a little police bitch, like Flame? I think that part of the book was really funny, because Flame called her a police ass bitch. Of course, because we in the hood, it's a hood setting, and you went to the police on your man, so that was real funny. I wouldn't say that she was police, though, because it's like, it is highly concerned, especially with the killer killing somebody like you, but it was a little unloyal for her to go when she thought the killer was her boyfriend. So I'm teetering on that one. I ain't gonna answer that one. That's the best I could do with that one. All right. Could have Terry been DL because the anal sex was so important to him? So Terry is Jackie's boyfriend. That is the suspected serial killer. And so yes, that question I had to write down because it was like he was going hard for this anal sex, and I'm like, is this ninja gay? Now, ain't nothing wrong with gay. You know, you could be gay, whatever. But when you are pushing, like, you can't be gay and be with a woman. You got to tell them the truth or whatever like that. So you could be gay, ain't nothing wrong with that, but you can't be hiding it. Is what I'm saying. But yeah, did we suspect him to be a little gay? I did. I thought that maybe something was going to come out a little bit different. Maybe Flame seen him somewhere in a risque situation or something like that. Because he was really going hard for the anal sex. Like, the prostitute, the pressure on her, the getting upset when she said certain things. Like, he was going hard. And I'm like, is this ninja gay? Mm-hmm. Okay. Would you have still been focused on your boyfriend being the serial killer if you just found him cheating? So, if you read the book, then you know that while Jackie was on her stakeout, stalking Terry, that she actually seen him with a prostitute. So, yeah, no, y'all, I don't know. So, what was the question say again? Could you have still been focused on him being a serial killer when you just seen him cheating? Like, she was very, I guess, strong-minded and, like, hyper-focused on him being a serial killer because him cheating and she didn't react. She did not react at all. She played it off so good. I ain't gonna give it all to you. She played it off so well, and she stayed on the task at hand, was finding out he was a serial killer. Like, that was the most important thing, and she stuck with that. I don't know if I could, because for one, not only are you cheating with a prostitute, and I can't remember if they used a condom or not, and that was my pet peeve, and I don't think they did. Or did they? I can't remember that detail, y'all. Oh my goodness, I can't remember that detail. But yeah, it was so many other things of him being with a prostitute and him hiring a prostitute and you cheating. I probably would have blew the cover. I don't know. Most of us probably would have blew the cover at that point. Just because Terry didn't kill the girl after the anal sex, does that mean he's not the killer? My answer to that was absolutely not. He's still a suspect to me, and he's still moving suspicious. So we're not eliminating him yet. We're not. He's still up there on the board of suspects, but we not eliminating him just because he didn't kill a girl. Was Grandy taking things too far with getting involved with the Terry investigation with Flame and Jackie? Okay, so Grandy is the prostitute that Terry had sex with, the anal sex with. And so after they had the little hookup, the story goes on and Jackie actually comes in contact with Grandy. And it happened naturally. Like, neither one of them did seek each other out. They just actually happened to run into each other. And Grandy was just like, yes, I noticed the serial killer. I noticed the same things as you. I thought it was suspicious that he wanted me to show up in a wig and stuff that looked like you. That just rose some red flags to me. I do think that Grandy was taking things a little too far because this was a situation that you didn't have to be involved in. So we get why Jackie and Flame is invested on seeing who the killer is, but Grandy, you had a chance to like walk away from this situation. So yeah, I definitely think she took things a little too far. Getting involved with a serial killer situation? Absolutely not. Should Jackie trust Grandy? I didn't trust Grandy. I don't trust nobody. I'll tell y'all that. Listen, this was a murder mystery thriller. We trusted nobody, okay? Everybody is a suspect today. Everybody. Should Jackie believe Terry was really confused about the killing of Grandy? See? You know, this is why you mind your business and you don't get involved, okay? But in that instance, they were watching TV and Jackie and Terry was watching the news, and then the news reported that Grandy was killed. And Terry acted very confused, like he didn't know she was killed. Like he didn't know what happened. Now he's a suspect, right? So now we got our suspect suspected serial killer acting like he didn't know that somebody was killed. I think he was playing confused. Because he was still a suspect to me at this point in the book. Like, he was still up there on the suspect board to me. That didn't get him off the suspect board to me. Oh, at that point, I thought maybe he was... Because she said that she did believe he was confused. So whatever, like, emotions or whatever was going on in that moment did win her over to the point that made her believe he was confused too. I thought that maybe he was going to have, like, a split personality. Like, maybe one side of him was actually doing the killing, and then the other side of him didn't remember things, and that was the loving side of the boyfriend that Jackie actually see and everything like that, and then the other person, like his other split personality, was gonna be the killer. That's what I thought at that point in the book, because he, like I said, we don't trust nobody, and he still is a suspect. So that's what I thought. Was Jackie too naive or trusting or foolish going to meet the person who left the note on her card? So I'm not going to tell y'all who left the note on her card. I will just say that it was very foolish of her, especially for like a serial killer to be after her. So somebody left a note on her card and was like, oh, come meet at 11 o'clock tonight. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Come at night, come alone, come to this deserted place. A serial killer is out there killing people that look like you, and you just gonna go all out to meet somebody that you don't know. That was dumb to me. You know, it's like, yeah, so she was a little too trusting for a serial killer to be out after people that look like her. Like, or her. That was wild. But yeah, she was a little too trusting. Should Jackie trust Solo? Now, I won't tell y'all who Solo is. He is another character that's pops up in this book, and he got some suspicions, and he want to get involved in the investigation and everything like that. And so, like I said before, no, she should not trust him. Everybody is a suspect today, okay? Everybody is a suspect. So we know Grandy did, but she was a suspect. Terry is the suspect. Solo is the suspect. So, like, yes, everybody is the suspect. Yeah, she shouldn't trust him. She shouldn't let her guard down with nobody. All right, so wrapping up, coming to the end of the book, we got a couple questions left. So, did you guess the killer correct? No, I did not. I did not guess the killer correct. I did not see the killer until he confessed, because it's gonna be some dual scenes happening at the end, and they're gonna be jumping from this character to this character, and everybody is in trouble at that point, and everybody's in really dangerous situations. So it literally keeps you to the end that you just do not know who the killer is, because everything is like happening simultaneously, but different chapters and then different characters. But it's like, oh my God, they both in danger. Who is the killer? So yeah, I did not see the serial killer until he actually confessed on being a serial killer. Yeah. So no, I didn't guess correctly. Did you guys see the ending coming? No. I think, like I said, at the end we had the dual situations happening at the same time. I did not see the ending coming. Now, Arthur did such a good job of closing this story and bringing it to an end. All questions are answered. We find out who the serial killer is. Everything is answered. It was really good. I did not see the ending coming. It was definitely a great job. Okay, so that's the end of our discussions and questions. So I want to circle back to the book Achieving Its Goal. So last week when we were doing a book report, I told you guys that it was a part of achieving a goal, that some stuff that I wanted to mention, but I didn't want to mention it then because it would have gave the book too much away. So yes, the book. So usually when I say does the book achieve its goal, I'm more so saying like, does the book keep the reader entertained? But I actually feel like this book did have some life lessons. And one of the lessons was, for me, was you have to know when to leave well enough, like well enough. You have to know your limits on meddling with things and when you should just call it a wrap on things. I'm gonna try to break this down without still giving too much of the book away, because I don't want to get a book away, just in case some of the people who are watching this series, maybe you read another book and you plan to circle back to, I think my boyfriend is a serial killer, and you don't know yet, so I don't want to give it too much away. But I definitely feel like when you nitpick on a certain situation, you get what you go looking for. You know what I'm saying? If you find trouble in places where, if you would have just left it alone, because certain situations was already left alone, and they were left alone well enough to be left alone, right? But then you decided to circle back and circle back and circle back and kind of beat a dead horse, and then unfortunate things happen. So I think one of the life lessons for me in this book was just, you got to learn how to leave well enough alone. So everything doesn't need a deep closure. Everything doesn't need the further discussions. You don't have to keep beating a dead horse. Like, if it is what it is, just let it be what it is, what it is. And this, if you haven't read this book, it probably don't make sense to you now, but after you read the book, you'll get it. So again, I really liked the book for the entertainment of the story, but I also thought the overall lesson was really great in this book. And sometimes a lot of books, they don't have a lot of lessons, so I actually like this book for having one. Like I said, many times in stories, the books just are for entertainment and no lessons. So I thought it was great. And that was actually one of the pluses of this book. But I couldn't give you guys too much last week in the book report again without giving too much away. So again, I think My Boyfriend is a Serial Killer by Kia Jones. I told you guys, 5 stars. This was tied for one of my favorites in this series. It was a really great read. It was something different. And it definitely made me feel like I'm gonna tap in more to mystery thrillers, hood mystery thrillers, because I liked that aspect. I think the hood part keeps it not too scary, because we had just like enough comedic relief to break up the scariness. And I know sometimes scary books can be just like as scary as movies. And look, everybody ain't down for that. So but like I said, hood thriller mystery, it kind of not made it so scary, but it was a really great read. Like I said, I love this book.